Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama, and today I'll be talking all about comparison. Comparing your lifestyle, your career, your accomplishments, your relationships, whether it be with a spouse or with your children, to those of other people, and how to sort of address that, to acknowledge it, move forward, and kind of actually use comparison in a more healthy way, in a way to elicit a more enlightened, a more inspired lifestyle. If you're new to my channel, what's up? I'm Caitlin, and I talk all things conscious living and conscious, respectful parenting with the help of lots of books, resources, and of course my own personal experience as a mother. And this conversation today is so relevant for both of those things, conscious living and conscious parenting. In order to set the best example for our children, we need to be the most confident people that we possibly can be. And of course, negative self-talk and negative comparison, unhealthy comparison to the lives of other people, is derived from big insecurities, big wounds that we have not healed, and that's where I want to get started today. The biggest scapegoat in the world regarding insecurities or people feeling unhappy or unsatisfied or unfulfilled is social media. In particular, something like Instagram, where people have their best life, their best self on display all the time. One of the main things that I think we need more of in this world is people living their best lives. People that are truly satisfied and happy and fulfilled. Of course, I'm going to talk about this, but Instagram and social media is not realistic. But how inspiring is it to see somebody that has created their ultimate physique, right? They love a specific aesthetic and they went for it and they got it. They killed it in the gym. They were really, really intense about their diet and there was no budging. They worked for that. Why wouldn't we want to see their success? Why wouldn't we want to see their growth? Why wouldn't people want to learn from them? And why wouldn't they, on the flip side, want to cultivate a business out of that, something they're so passionate about, something that they've personally grown doing? I mean, why wouldn't they want to help other people do the same and have financial freedom because of it? It just doesn't make sense to put that down. It's less and less about money or beauty, and I put this in very heavy quotation marks. You get down to the nitty-gritty of it. It's about helping other people do what you love, to make more money, it's just a no-brainer, and it's something that I think we could get very inspired by if it wasn't for the real issue, the one that we're covering up, which is our ego. There's all of our unhealed pain, all of our wounds from relationships that were lacking in love, in acceptance, openness, respect. Our failure to build those kind of relationships in the first place, but two, to acknowledge that pain and realize that that is where our insecurities are derived from. That's where this feeling of emptiness, of shame or guilt or I can't do it is coming from. Not Instagram itself. Not a single influencer, not a single celebrity is causing that problem in you or me or anybody else. All of this pain that all of us are carrying around. Once again, I always reference Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth, but I highly recommend you guys read it, especially if you're somebody watching this that is like, well, no, I just hate seeing people thrive on Instagram, or I just hate seeing that girl's body or whatever. I highly recommend that you read it, because once you have eliminated the ego and stripped away all of that pain, which takes lots and lots of time, lots of healing and recovery to do, it's very hard to look at anybody's life in that sort of resentful way, in a painful way where you don't want to see them succeed or grow. In fact, you'll sort of inevitably just be inspired by the things that you like seeing. So social media is not the enemy. Your ego is, your pain is, your suffering is, but that can be healed, that we can recover from. Social media, there's no end in sight. It's not going away. It's like the beginning of an era. So you can't wish that away, but you can heal, you can talk to someone, you can journal, you can go see a therapist, you can address whatever pain, but acknowledging your pain and your insecurities is the first step to something really, really beautiful. But before I talk about that, I want to get to one more important thing. If you are somebody right now that needs a lot of time to heal, is going to have to do a lot of rebuilding, vamping up to get rid of some of these very deep-rooted pains and insecurities, I highly recommend taking a look at how long you're focusing on other people and their life, their accomplishment, their body, whatever it is. How much time are you really spending focusing on other people? And if it's something that's really causing you a lot of harm and a lot of negative self-talk and you're feeling horrible, I highly recommend unfollowing anybody toxic to you. Unfollow any triggers. Anything you're insecure about, we know you're not going to be insecure about it for much longer. You're going to acknowledge it. You're going to deal with that pain. You're going to build. But right now, it's okay. Unfollow that. And then replace that, if you want, with somebody that inspires you in a healthy way. Somebody that's going to lift you up. Somebody that when you see their posts, you're not going to feel bad. You're not going to be triggered to feel that insecurity, that deep-rooted pain that you haven't even assessed yet. You're just going to get like a nice warm fuzzy feeling. So unfollow any triggers and follow people that make you feel good. I would also recommend, which I know is not realistic for everybody, hey bud, I see you, to eliminate it completely. Just get social media out of your life if you're somebody that can't watch it or look without feeling down. Oh, yes. Talking all about comparison today. Chicka chicka ABC. Do you want to sit up here while I finish? Also take note, if you're somebody that likes to make excuses for why somebody has what you don't have that you really desperately want. For example, oh, they only look like that because they were born that way, they didn't have to work for it, or they only have that kind of car because their dad has money, or they only went on that trip because their boyfriend paid for it. Enough of that. You guys, you're just validating those insecurities. You're just digging the hole even deeper for yourself to just sit and not actually do anything. Instead of getting inspired, you're pretending like the people that you technically admire didn't do anything to get what they have. The world is not yet an unfair enough place to give people things in a circumstance that they can acquire things. Of course, there are people in third world countries and people with very, very unfortunate circumstances, but you know what I mean, that they don't deserve, that they haven't worked for, they haven't earned. And even if they did, if these excuses were true, this person had nothing to do with their success or what they have, what does that have to do with you? Absolutely nothing. So you need to start assessing your ego, really acknowledging it, noticing it flare up, noticing what triggers it, and start to sort of like quiet it. In general, you need to spend a lot less of your time worrying about what other people have going on and worry more about what you have going on. Which brings me to my next point. Shift your focus to you. If you do a lot of negative self-talk, if you do a lot of unhealthy comparison, you need to spend some time with you. Your thoughts, your wishes, your desires, your goals. Really get them down on paper. Really create a vision for yourself and for your life. As always in every video, I say, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to create? Actually answer those questions and maybe reference the people that you spend a lot of time admiring or hating on. Look at them, or look at yourself if you already know the answer to the questions, and say, okay, yeah, I want that. I want A, B, or C. I want to create A, B, or C. I want to do this. I want to be this person. And write it down. And then write a plan of action to take that's going to be realistic to those goals. And I have a whole goal setting workshop that you guys can watch too if you're interested. I'll put it in the description box below. And when I say create a vision, I literally mean create a vision board. You can see, I'll show you guys. I'll get a little vulnerable here, right? I have my vision board on my phone at all times. These are some travel places I want to go. This is the body that I love. This is me spending a lot of quality time with my son, right? I want to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Beautiful place. And I want my white Mercedes because I'm an Arbonne consultant. So those are my goals, right? And then I have actual literal goals on my other screen. Reference your goals daily as much as you can. Always consider them. Always keep them in the back of your mind. Be reflecting on your goals and what you're doing to get to those goals all the time. And something that I love to do is to check myself. And when I see things like this, I oftentimes, if I'm doing something mindless, I'm like, this isn't getting me anywhere toward that goal. Check my action and and start building some momentum and moving forward. And if you don't know where to start, if you know what you want, but you're like, I don't know how to get there or how to acquire that, you've got to ask questions. You've got to get some mentors, and that's one of the most important steps to obtaining your goals, obtaining the life that you want and the things that you want, and eliminating this sort of really deep-rooted insecurity and getting that confidence. You've got to just ask questions. Once again, in regard to social media and comparing, or anybody, like let's say you're going to story time if you're a mom and you see a mom there that is just like everything you ever wanted to be as a mom, talk to her. Ask her questions. People love to be flattered, and successful people, in my experience, always want to help. They might not have time to help you, but they want to see other people grow because they're not insecure, because they've done it. They want to see other people live their best life also, and that's the best thing. I know it's not easy for everybody to start a conversation with someone or to compliment somebody or just tell them honestly what you admire about them, but I'm telling you firsthand that when somebody gives me a compliment, I am so beyond flattered. I'm honored, because as a mom, it's hard. It's challenging to have your life together and yourself together and your baby together. So when somebody tells me they admire my parenting style, or even what's more incredible is when they tell me that their life has been changed from watching my channel, or their relationship has just been, improved so much by watching my videos. I mean, you can't tell me that somebody wouldn't want to hear something like that. It is moving for me. It changes my entire day, and it brings me so much joy, fulfillment, and purpose. So no person that you're admiring from afar or up close is going to mind you telling them that. Don't be afraid. Put yourself out there. Ask questions. Ask them how they're doing what they're doing, how they got to where they got to. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer you, and if they're not happy to answer you, you don't want them as a mentor anyway. You don't want their guidance, because they're clearly just not a very nice person. Actually, that's not nice. Maybe they just don't have time. I don't know, but you can find plenty of other mentors. That's okay. The point is to just create your own vision, really know your goals, and make a plan of action toward them. And if you don't know what actions to take, get some mentors. In fact, even if you think you've got it all planned out, get some mentors. And in that same regard, I talked a little bit about excuses that we make for other people and why they have what we don't have, and how, people have a deserve it factor. And I like to focus on this so much in my daily life. I kind of scale myself on a 1 to 10 regarding every goal that I have. For example, my YouTube channel. Right now my deserve it factor is pretty low because I can't post consistently. My schedule's been all over the place, and I've been doing so many other jobs. So I don't deserve to have my goal of 100,000 subscribers just yet, because my deserve it factor doesn't match that goal. I haven't been consistent. I haven't recorded at a particular time and planned my content correctly. You know what I mean? So make sure that your deserve it factor matches your goal, and you will obtain your goal. It's just inevitable. Keep an eye on that. How much effort are you putting into what you want? How often are you putting in that effort? Now, all of that being said, there is an element of illusion, of business to social media. When we compare ourselves in an unhealthy way, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a lot of reasons, but this is a big one. Everything is not always perfect. This is a highlight reel, literally. You edit everything to have the same aesthetic, the same sort of color palette. People even wear specific clothing so that it will go with their feed. I mean, are my posts honest? Yes. But does my entire day look like my post? No. Social media is a business. It's how we advance forward and share our ideas, and a lot of the time that creates revenue nowadays. That is actually a way to produce an income for so many families. And you can look at that in a negative way, but for me personally, I look at that as just such a positive, beautiful thing. Who doesn't want more time freedom and financial freedom doing what they love and sharing good ideas and good material? It's such a cool and amazing opportunity that we have in our day and age. But it's something important to reflect on when you're starting to compare yourself in some sort of bad way, like, oh, that mom, I could never have I don't know, that kind of relationship with my children, or I could never go on that many trips with my kids. It's a business, okay? So this is not reality. This is not always true. A lot of things are candid, a lot of things aren't. So keep that in mind if you're somebody that starts to get into that negative self-talk vibe when you're looking at other people's lives. whatever, on social media. I also want you to take into consideration the trap that society loves for us to fall into, which is to compete with each other instead of team up with each other. Imagine the change that could take place for all of us if we cheered each other on and loved to see each other grow. Last New Year's Eve, I was with these two beautiful, incredible, kind, cool women that I had just met, and every woman that passed us on New Year's Eve, where everyone was dressed up really cute, they were criticizing them and saying like, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that, doing the little like look up and down, and sort of judging them for whatever they had on. Where I saw their sexiness and their confidence as something amazing. I wanted to befriend the women that they were talking about, and I would tell them that. I told them, I'm like, guys, like, I think she looks amazing, and I hope that when I'm her age that I'm rocking that. That's incredible. And I remember the girl made a remark to me, wow, I can tell you're from LA, female empowerment. Isn't it so funny how quick you can turn a conversation around and actually like make people come back to consciousness, like, oh yeah, what I'm doing isn't nice. We should cheer each other on. We should be bringing each other up. What benefit did I get from just criticizing that poor woman that doesn't even know me? Who knows what she could have gone through? She could have just lost 100 pounds and she just wanted to wear that dress. You don't know. I think we need to get out of that mentality and start cheering each other on. If you see somebody doing something that you're like, wow, I wish I was doing that, tell them good job. Tell them that you want to learn from them and grow with them. Go with them. Take that momentum that they've got and use it. Get inspired. Don't feel like you need to validate your own insecurities by bringing other people down. It's just so not nice and so not worthwhile. Just like gratitude and positivity are so contagious. When somebody's laughing and smiling, you can't help but laugh and smile with them. Or if somebody is peaceful, you can't help but kind of take on a more peaceful energy. Negativity is so toxic and is also so contagious. When you start getting into this head trap, this mentality of comparing yourself in a negative way and beating yourself up because you don't have something that you want or somebody else has what you want and you can't have it, it will infect you like poison. And it's so hard to extract it, to get rid of that and to start thinking in a different way. It's going to affect your relationship with yourself, which will then affect your relationship with your spouse or your children. And then it will actually affect, in a very deep, sad way, the relationship that your children have with themselves. How they view themselves, what they think is acceptable as far as how to talk to themselves. When they look in the mirror, they'll learn from you what to say, what to view. How heartbreaking is it to think that your child would ever talk to themselves the way that we sometimes talk to ourselves? Let's break that habit for them, with them in mind. If you're a parent, please keep that in mind. Your children are learning from you. You are modeling life for them. So if you don't value yourself and respect yourself and you haven't eliminated those insecurities and rebuilt and healed, your children are going to have a difficult time doing that as well. So focus on what you love about yourself. Even if it's the smallest thing, if it's like, oh, I like this freckle on my left shoulder, focus on that freckle, okay? Focus on whatever it is that you love about yourself and work on everything else, okay? Work on your career, your whatever accomplishments you want to do, whatever you want to build, create, be. Focus on what you've got right now and the abundance will continue to come. Comparison, at the end of the day, is healthy and normal. It promotes evolution, growth, learning. But instead of comparing yourself to other people, I highly suggest to start comparing yourself to who you were yesterday and the day before that. And if you don't like the pattern that you see, if you don't see a lot of growth, if you don't see a lot of change, and if you don't think that you're getting closer to a life more well-lived, a life that's more abundant, that's more joyful, change your behavior, change your activity, change your mindset. Take responsibility for your life. No one in the world should ever have to dim their light to help you shine a little bit brighter. I think there's another good expression about nobody's candle was ever put out by lighting another. We all have a unique, specific story and different skills and talents and gifts that somebody out there would find value in. Somebody. There are so many people in the world. To think that you're not valued or loved is just preposterous. I'm right here, and if you're watching my video, you can bet your bottom dollar that I love you. I have so much appreciation for you. So don't devalue yourself. You are valued, you are loved, and you have something important to share and to give. That's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, hit that like button. Also, if you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for notifications whenever I post a new one, which should be every Monday and Thursday now at 3 o'clock, I've decided, so be looking out for those. And back to that comment section really quick, because I love hearing from you guys. It's one of my favorite aspects of this entire community and my channel and what I'm doing. If you have something that helped you specifically get rid of negative self-talk, I would love for you to share it in case it would help somebody else. Thank you guys again. I will see you on the next one. Oh, wait, follow me on Instagram at @themellow mama. Thank you guys. Bye.